George Russell will miss the 2023 Mexican Grand Prix as Mercedes makes room for another driver. It has been reported that Formula 2 driver Frederik Vesti will drive for Mercedes in Free Practice 1 at the Mexican Grand Prix later in this season. The current regulations require every team to field a young driver in 2 FP1 sessions, which the Silver Arrows have yet to do. Let's go ahead and discuss this in today's video. Vesti is set to replace George Russell for the season near the end of the season, according to Danish outlet TV2. The young Dane is a member of Mercedes Junior and is currently ranked second in the F2 Drivers' Championship. His title hopes were dashed last weekend at Spa-Francorchamps when he spun and retired from the feature race before it even started. Vesti spun on his way to the grid, causing significant damage to his Prima and forcing him to retire. It wasn't ideal for the 21-year-old, who will undoubtedly want to avoid any incidents in Mexico City. He's overjoyed to have been given the opportunity to drive the W14 by Mercedes, admitting that it's absolutely crazy that he'll complete an F1 session alongside Lewis Hamilton. The feeling that I have to drive an official Formula 1 practice session with Lewis Hamilton next to me is absolutely crazy, Vesti told Via Play. And that's all I have ever dreamed of ever. Due to Russell's absence from the session, it can only be assumed that Hamilton will be replaced when Mercedes fields a young driver in a second FP1 session, ensuring that both drivers get equal running time. While missing the first session in Mexico isn't ideal, Russell will have a normal weekend. The Mexican GP is not a sprint weekend and will follow the traditional format, which means Russell will still have FP2 and FP3 to make up for what he missed in FP1. Mercedes actually showed a strong pace in Mexico City last season, which they'll be looking to replicate this year. The Germans had little to cheer about at the Belgium Grand Prix last weekend, as they failed to finish on the podium. Hamilton finished 4th, while Russell finished 6th, with a podium finish never in the cards. He will take over for Valtteri Bottas next season and is expected to be tough on teammate Lewis Hamilton. Since joining Mercedes in 2017, Lewis Hamilton of England and Valtteri Bottas of Finland have formed one of Formula 1's most successful driver pairings. They have combined for 57 race victories and 4 team championships for Mercedes. Every season they have raced together, Hamilton has won the Drivers' Championship. Their partnership, however, will end in 2022 as Mercedes signed Englishman George Russell, who currently races for Williams, to replace Bottas, 32. It represents a significant shift for Mercedes. It's pretty surreal, to be honest, Russell, 23, said of the relocation. "I've been with Mercedes for a long time. I started as a junior driver and worked my way up. Mercedes oversaw everything and managed me at Williams, so in a way, I'm almost back where I started in Formula 1. After winning the Formula 4 championship at age 15, Russell approached Toto Wolff, the team principal, and requested a meeting. Russell arrived at the meeting alone and dressed formally before presenting a PowerPoint presentation outlining why he believes he will be a successful Mercedes driver in the future. Russell joined the Mercedes Junior Driver program at the age of 18 and went on to win titles in GP3 and Formula 2, the categories below Formula 1. Russell debuted in Formula 1 in 2019 with Williams, which uses Mercedes engines. The team finished last in the championship for his first 2 seasons due to an uncompetitive car. Russell did not score a point for Williams until this year's Hungarian Grand Prix. On the other hand, Russell earned praise from his Formula 1 rivals by consistently outperforming the capabilities of the Williams car. His performances persuaded Mercedes that it was time to put its faith in him. Last year's Sakir Grand Prix in Bahrain provided an unexpected opportunity to see what Russell could do in a Mercedes. Russell took Hamilton's place in the race after he tested positive for COVID-19. Russell had never driven a Mercedes before and had to wear boots one size too small to fit into the cockpit designed for Hamilton, who is 4 inches shorter than Russell. Russell took the lead at the start of the Grand Prix after qualifying second behind Bottas and dominated until a pit error by the team dropped him to 5th. He clawed his way back to second place, but a tyre puncture cost him time and he finished 9th. The performance demonstrated Russell's potential, but Mercedes' decision to sign him for 2022 was not easy. Bottas, according to Wolff, has been an integral part of the team's success over the last 5 years. Bottas will drive for Alfa Romeo in Formula 1 in 2022. Wolff saw Russell's signing as an opportunity to rejuvenate the team by transitioning into the next generation, noting that many of the team's competitors have young drivers in their lineups. Red Bull's Max Verstappen and Ferrari's Charles Leclerc are both 24 years old. McLaren has 21-year-old Lando Norris. You can see that in most of the top teams, there is a young driver with potential, Wolff explained. We chose George to see what he could learn from Lewis. He possesses a great deal of ability and talent. He has a lot of ambition and, based on his track record, he is truly among the best of his generation. Russell, 36, looked up to Hamilton as a child. Hamilton first met Russell when he was 11 years old and was a guest at Russell's go-kart race. Meeting Hamilton, he said, was like meeting a superhero and inspired him to become a Formula 1 driver. Hamilton stated that fresh blood at Mercedes would be beneficial. That will definitely energize the whole team, knowing they have a new youngster coming through who's super hungry, driven, and will be pushing the team forward, he said. Other Formula 1 drivers predicted that Russell would pose a greater threat to Hamilton than Bottas, who has given up position to his teammates on team orders and won only 10 of their combined 57 races. Verstappen, Hamilton's championship rival, said Russell could make it very difficult for Hamilton next year. Racing with Russell would certainly be more challenging for Lewis than with Valtteri, according to Fernando Alonso, who drives for Alpine. Williams team principal Jost Capito had always hoped that his driver would be able to join Mercedes. He's ready for this, Capito stated. He deserves it after 3 years at Williams and demonstrating what he can do in the Mercedes last year. Capito described Russell as a great team player for Williams. He said Russell could more than challenge Hamilton at Mercedes and compete for the championship next year. I'm sure George is not going there to be number 2, Capito added. From 2014 to 2016, Mercedes drivers competed for the championship with Hamilton's teammate Nico Rosberg. On several occasions, the two drivers collided. After winning the championship, Rosberg retired at the end of 2016. Wolff doubted that such conflict between Hamilton and Russell would reoccur. A lot of history influenced the situation with Nico and Lewis, Wolff said. We are better equipped, better prepared, and a tight-knit team. We know what we have in Lewis and always keep our relationship safe. George will fit right in, that is without a doubt. Mercedes has always given its drivers equal opportunities to win races and championships. Russell stated that he had been told that he would be on equal terms with Hamilton next season, but he was always aware of the challenge he faced racing alongside a driver who had won 7 championships and 100 Grand Prix. I have no illusions about how difficult that will be, Russell said. We're all aware of Lewis's strength. He is, in my opinion, the greatest driver of all time. He's a 7-time world champion for a reason, and I'm in an incredibly fortunate position to learn from the best. Russell hoped that his experiences with Williams in the early stages of his Formula 1 career would help him deal with future challenges. Jumping into a race-winning car that is really dialed in and the team is at the top of their game, it's in some ways quite simple for the driver, he explained. No one goes through their entire career without challenges. You'll always have to face it at some point. Russell would not leave Williams without a win. His contributions to the team's car development have helped him become competitive this year, putting it on track for its best season since 2017 and putting it in a stronger position for the future. Please subscribe to the channel and post your recommendations in the comments area if you want us to do more videos like this.